Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrie and today I'm here with another book review. Alright guys, so I'm really excited. I'm going to be talking about another ARC that I got. I am so thankful to this author and her ARC team for choosing me to be on the ARC team. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got to read this before it came out, guys. This is such a good book. I'm so excited to gush about it. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Love and Other Goals. This is by Tracy Baack. Let me not butcher her name on here. Guys, she is a debut author, so this is her first book coming out here. I'm really excited about this. This releases on June 27th. I believe, I'm not sure if you can get it off Amazon as a paperback, but I know you can get it on Kindle. And I do think that she has some ways to order a paperback. I'll have to double check that. I'll try to put stuff in the link. If not, you can find her on Instagram and find the stuff through there. But yeah, let's get into this book. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the blurb on this. I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna read a little bit. So Lana Grant's goal is too important to risk failing, so she's formulated an ironclad plan to go where she wants to be, changing the world as an immigration lawyer, just like her mom. All Lana needs is for her longtime crush to finally confess his love and for her dream future to be a reality. Lana thinks she has all the dominoes in place. That is until captain of the soccer team, Mateo Alvarez, asks her to coffee and throws a wrench in her plans. So that's the summary I'm gonna give you guys. This is so good, guys. There is a few content warnings that the author put on here that I did want to mention for you guys. There is brief mention of opioid addiction, miscarriage, and child loss. Again, brief mention, side characters. It does contain references to the ramifications of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan also. That's part of what her mother is working with, is Afghan refugees coming over from that. And so that is talked about, and that's part of the reason in what she works with and wants to work with as an immigration lawyer. So yeah, a little bit of a content warning on that. But I'm going to give you some of the tropes of this, and so that you can kind of see if this might be something that you'd like. This is, like I said, a debut author. This is her debut novel, and she is a Christian contemporary romance author. So this is a book that you would probably like if you like it when the guy falls first, if you like to see girl groups or really good strong girl friendships and bonds, if you like college romance, if you like sports romance, and if you specifically like soccer romance, which this girl does. Yes, more soccer romances, guys. And if you love a cinnamon roll main male character, if you love faith themes in your romance, if you love kisses only, no spice, and if you love love notes and text messaging. So that's kind of like a rundown. This is stuff that she has given to kind of tease it a little bit. And guys, this was so good. I gave this book a 5 stars. I know. I think if you guys have been here a little bit or watched some of my videos, you probably know by this point, I'm a little stingy with my 5 stars. A 5-star book has to really hit me. But guys, this book was so good. I loved this book so much. I loved it so much. Oh my goodness. She suggests for Tracy for a immersive reading guide, if you want to really immerse yourself, that you can eat tiramisu, wear a college sweatshirt, listen to mellow music, maybe some mellow Taylor Swift, or cello. So cello is good too, like the 2 cellos. And drink slushies, sorry, I lost my whatever, while smelling like a coffee shop. So those are your immersive reading guides, guys. Even without doing the immersive reading, this is so good. It definitely made me want to immerse it. Okay guys, I'm gonna get into a little bit of my thoughts. I I love this book. I loved the faith themes, especially, like I said, this is Christian contemporary. I do believe she said that not all of her books will have faith themes, but some of them will, and this is one that does. And I loved it, guys. I loved this so much. They showed, because it's on a college campus, they had a college ministry that they were a part of and went to, and so she actually showed some testimonies in those parts when they're with their ministry team of some other like students sharing their testimony, and that was really cool. I really loved to see that and read that in a book. That was just heartwarming and encouraging, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. This author also did put a couple like Bible verse quote thingies, but she actually quoted one entire verse in it, and I so appreciated that. I loved seeing a whole verse from Psalms in my book. It was just, it made me so happy. And it very well fit in, like, she knew what she was doing, you know? And it just seemed so realistic and raw. I know, like, a lot of romance books, people kind of like, well, that's not, you know, there's so much not realistic about it and so much not, but guys, this story, the characters, like, the story felt like there wasn't a bunch of crazy things happening that couldn't happen. Like, I felt like all of these things were very probable to actually happen, or I'd seen very many of them happen. Or like the interactions with other characters, I've seen this, or I've had a relationship like this, or I've seen this happen to a friend. Like, this could literally happen this way. It wasn't like over dramatized. It was so real and raw. And the characters too, they felt so real, like so relatable. And I could like think of people that I knew that were like a certain character, and I loved it. I loved having a romance book that was like, made me so happy and giddy, and I was so rooting for them, but that didn't seem like, I didn't seem like I was completely in La La Land, you know, like I'm fine going to La La Land, but I could also see this as like a real life couple in the real world. Like, it wasn't completely like I had to detach or anything. It was so real and raw, and I loved that. I loved how she wrote that. It was so well done, in my opinion. Also, these characters just, oh my gosh, I loved her writing. I loved this, and the characters had such great depth to them. Like, oh my goodness, they all had a purpose that they were doing for God and in his plan, and they all had such a love for people, and it showed that Christ's love really showed in these characters, and I loved seeing their purpose and what they were striving for, and I think it was so well put into the story and done out, and it was such a good and like big and just rounded part of them as a character. And again, that's part of why it felt so real, because I know people like that, and I feel like in the Christian community you get a lot of that, and I just loved how that was shown. And I feel like it's so, I feel like this could be really encouraging for especially younger Christian readers in high school or whatnot to read some stuff like this about people in college. Like, it really, I know people like this, you know, like I would definitely recommend this to Christian teens, because it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And guys, that's another thing. This is a no spice, kisses only. And I will say, they don't even kiss until more than halfway through the book. I was so surprised. But guys, I was giddy and swooning before they even kissed. Like, she had me hooked, and their interactions and the way they talked to each other and the things they did, like, there was so much intention and like thought and love and care just like wrapped in it, that I was swooning and I was giddy before there was even any kissing on page. So I definitely would say that this would be a great one for even the YA, the high school readers, to pick up. I think they would probably especially like it and find some really encouraging stuff in this too, actually. But I am also like past college age and everything, and I still loved it. So I think it has a wide range here of readers who could enjoy this age-wise. I'll say on that note that since they didn't have kissing until over halfway through the book, I loved how she did this, and she really made both of the characters, it wasn't like one of those, like, some people think, oh, it's so cliche that some people don't kiss before the wedding, whatever. Like, I didn't personally do that, but you know, like, I applaud those who do and who keep stuff and who have different levels and stuff. It's sweet to do that, but this was not a book that like held it for marriage, but it did put kissing as something, you know, it's a part of your physical attraction, and it was something important and serious and something that they weren't going to do right away or take lightly. And I really liked how she wrote that and how she put that and how serious they took it. But I also did like how they kind of, you know, they made hints at things like, I'm gonna need to stop kissing you now or else I'm gonna get in trouble, because they had such love and passion for each other, but they put these boundaries up and they were so respectful of each other's boundaries, and it was so sweet, guys. Like, I don't know. I feel like even if you like spice, like, I feel like you can appreciate the slow and like sweetness of how intentional and just adorable and loving this relationship was in this book. Like, I loved it. So even if you're not like typically closed or reader, I don't know, I still feel like you could really appreciate this because there's so much. Let me not knock my camera. There's so much in this book. Mateo, oh my goodness, Mateo's everything. Like, oh my goodness. Like, if you like physical touch, if you like words of affirmation, you know, like, he knocks off quite a lot of them in this book. Like, they just love and serve and show appreciation and affection for each other in all the sweet ways. And it's so cute. And I really, really, really adored it so much. I could not put this book down, guys. I read this, I'm not sure if I said this, but I read this in a day. I couldn't put it down. My husband was like, wow, you're really engrossed, while I was making dinner and holding my phone and reading the book. I was just like stirring my noodles, like, yeah, I can't put it down. I will also say, so this is a sports romance, and it is particularly a soccer romance. I was really excited about that because I played soccer growing up, so I especially love soccer. Out of all the sports, it's my favorite sport. I will say I adored all the soccer scenes and the soccer terminology, and yeah, all of that. For somebody who doesn't know soccer, she does explain some things. In the second half of the book, does have some heavier soccer parts. I didn't think it was too much at all. If you don't like reading a ton of it, I mean, I would still suggest reading it. You can just skim over a little bit of like the actual game part when it does do that. But I personally loved it. Like, I was like, a soccer romance, finally. Like, because I have not seen a lot of those. So I really loved all of the soccer thing. But yeah, guys, I don't want to go into spoilers. I don't want to tell you like specific details of everything that I loved, because this is coming out soon and I want you guys to be able to go and enjoy it. And yeah, so maybe if you end up reading it and you want to chat about it, we can like chat about it over on Instagram or something after you get it. But I really hope you guys do pick up this book. I loved it so much. I cannot say it enough. Go support this new author. I'm so happy for her. It is a beautiful, beautiful book. So many good things. I cannot praise it enough. I'm so glad I got another 5-star book this year. Like, yes. It's my 50th book too that I finished this year, and I'm like, wow. My goal was 50 books. And I upped that goal. I gave myself one up to 75 because I was doing pretty well, but I'd never gotten to 50 books before. And I don't know, it just feels like such a great accomplishment for me. And I'm so happy that my 50th book was a 5-star read and was this one. It makes me really giddy. But yeah, guys, I love Lana and Mateo's love story. I love Lana's friendship with her friends. And I love the college ministry team, the soccer, the family, even like the immigration stuff, the immigration lawyer work that she's wanting to do. I didn't know a whole lot about just like that general like line of work. And it was just interesting hearing a little bit about it. And there were some heart-wrenching moments in this too, but for the most part, I was pretty happy and giddy. I will say, I felt like most romance books, I feel like you're sitting there and you're like, I want more of the couple. Like, I didn't get enough of them. And I feel like when you love a couple, you'll never get enough of them, you know? And that's kind of how I feel leaving this. But I also feel like I got more of them, like, actually together and happy and as a couple than I do in most romance books. And I was so happy about that. I think that definitely helped make this a 5-star also. But yeah, guys, I love this book so much, and I hope you will go get it and just support this wonderful author in her debut novel. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.